3M Cup Series is back and it returns in Season 6 here at Daytona for the 6th annual Daytona 500. It's going to be a great race here today in Daytona. The skies are finally opening up after a few rain showers earlier in the day. Push back this start time just a little bit, but not interfering with much of anything. After many months of anticipation for this new season, it's finally here in Daytona. The high banks have been waiting for these race cars to roll at 200 miles per hour here today. Got many new drivers in this series, including Corey Heim, making his series debut in the 35 for 2311 Racing. The Truck Series star moves up into the 3M Cup Series looking for much success, as he's seen in the Truck Series. Many of these drivers have already seen their success in this series, but only a handful has won this very special race. Let's take a look at your ones to watch. Alex Bowman, your pole winner, your Season 3 Daytona 500 winner, looking very strong here today in Daytona. Hopefully he can get that done for the second time in his career. The next driver is Denny Hamlin. The stats don't lie. He's not had much success here, but this time he feels like it's different. Look out for the number 11 machine today, looking to win it all. Kyle Busch, the summer winner back in Season 3, looks to be strong, but had an awful qualifying effort, looking to put all that behind him to try to get his first Daytona 500. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, your front row. A unique front row, a Daytona 500 winner, and then a brand new driver in the RFK 60. William Byron and Chase Briscoe make up that fifth row, rounding out the top 10, looking very strong in practice. They actually work together very well, so see if they can also help each other in the race. Take a look back further in the field at some drivers like Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher has also had success here at Daytona. Wouldn't be surprised to see them up front, as well as Todd Gilliland, who's also been very well at the super speedways. In row 13, Kyle Busch, I told you he had a bad qualifying effort, but he thinks it's just a mishap. He thinks that he'll be able to get to the front today. The final few rows of the field, you can see some of the part-time drivers and the new drivers like SVG and Jimmy Johnson making another start in the series. But now, pre-race is over and the drivers are ready. Let's see who's going to win the Daytona 500. Here's your race analysis. 30 miles, 12 laps, 55 mile per hour pit road speed limit, and the pit window is 6 to 8 laps. Let's see who's going to get it done in Daytona. The green flag is flying here in Season 6. Alex Bowman and Ryan Preece door-to-door into Turn 1. Which line can prevail coming through 1 and 2 for the first time today? Door-to-door on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, RFK, and Hendrick Motorsports. Here comes a shove on the outside from the 43 of Erik Jones. Here comes the run on the outside. Bowman looks like he stalled out a little bit by Bubba Wallace. And here comes Ryan Preece for RFK in the 60. The Kroger machine will lead lap 1 in the Daytona 500 for Season 6. The top 3 looks to break away. Can they move down to the bottom? Yes, they can. Ryan Preece looks to control this race now here on lap 2. The Toyotas are forming on the outside line. Here comes Erik Jones to jump out, almost around off the bumper of Hamlin, but the momentum's carrying, and the outside line looks to be the dominant line here early today. Erik Jones and Ryan Preece side by side, but Ryan Preece has the nose out front. Here they come. Oh, Chastain's around, almost to the inside wall. He does clip the wall, and he spins it around almost into his own pit box. The caution flies early with Ross Chastain spinning on the pit road and his Busch Light number 1 machine. He made the Final Four last year, off to a pretty bad start already in the season. Let's take a look at this wreck. Chastain clips the inside wall, redirects the car, spins almost into his pit box. Looks Bowman. Looks like Bowman gave him a weird shove off the corner, got into his bumper at the wrong time. Just unfortunate. Yeah, you can see in slow motion right there. Chastain got high and Bowman just hit him in the bumper when he wasn't ready for it. And take a look at this little nick into the inside wall. Looks like minimal damage, but we'll have to see what the crew says. It doesn't seem like things are taking that long on pit road, so I think they're all fine with the toe link and the steering wheel placement. So he pulls it in backwards, and I think he'll be able to be okay and get back on the racetrack and try to get all the way back up to the front, just like how he started. Reports say that Chastain's car does seem okay, no toe links bent or the steering off, so the crew will send him on his way, and he'll try to get all the way back up to the front, just like how he was early in the race. After Chastain's one-car spin, Erik Jones and Ryan Preece lead the field back to green here in Daytona. Erik Jones with the race lead now. He has the early jump, and he'll get a push from his Toyota teammate of Denny Hamlin, and Erik Jones is clear for the race lead. Erik Jones on a 43-race winless streak, trying to pull one out here today, all the way into Season 6. His last one came in Season 1. Erik Jones trying his hardest to get back to victory lane, but here comes RFK on the outside, Ryan Preece and Brad Keselowski, but it's not going to matter. Erik Jones will lead that lap. It just seems like the Toyotas have brought something today that they have not brought any other year. But here comes Preece on the outside. Watch out for him. But the Toyotas regroup. Jones gets the push from Hamlin. Can RFK do anything? Doesn't look like it. But here comes Logano on the outside line. We've entered the pit window for today's race. Let's see if anybody comes down pit road here. It looks like the Toyotas will. Erik Jones, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Corey Heim, and a few others follow him down in the pits. The strategy call sounds the same. 4 tires and gas for each one of these Toyotas. Erik Jones looking for a massive fast pit stop after being on a 43 winless streak in the 3M Cup Series, trying to get back to victory lane. He wins the race off pit road. That's extremely good for that race team. But here comes the Fords. Looks like the Fords are going to pit this time. I see hands out the window. Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's around. It's the big one here at Daytona. Stenhouse, Bowman, Ryan Preece. The front row starters are out of it. Josh Berry with damage. Many Fords involved. This has taken out an extremely big piece of the Ford group. Massive crash here off turn 4. Looks to be coming to pit road just before they got to pit road. Let's take a look at the replay. What a hit there. Bowman recorrected that race car right into the field. Look at it in slow motion. Looks like Stenhouse had help with that. Stenhouse was just getting pushed by Berry. It was a massive stack up and nobody could do anything about it. And it caused this massive 7-car wad up off turn 4. You can see Logano, he was getting ready to come pit road, and he changed his mind right when he looked in his mirror. So Joey Logano looks to lead the field to the pits during caution period. It's just a massive crash. Took out a lot of fast cars, too. You know Bowman was fast and Preece. Ryan Blaney made his way up there, and unfortunate for him to get turned. This opens up a big opportunity, though, because the Toyotas just pitted, so all those Toyotas probably is going to be able to stay up front. Maybe if they come in a top-off field, but I'm pretty sure they will all be good. So Erik Jones, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, all those drivers that just came to pit, looks like they just got their lucky break, and they'll be out front off this restart. So after this massive pile-up off turn 4, one of the bigger hits of the weekend, we're getting ready to come down to pit road for caution flag pit stops with Joey Logano, Zane Smith, and Brad Keselowski, your top 3 cars, leading him down into the pits. Let's send it down to your pit reporter.
Joey Logano comes into pit road from the lead with no complaints. Paul Wolf says it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for his team. Zane Smith comes in after a great run, looking for a bit more wedge. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel. Austin Cindric says he has been fighting loose over the radio, but with some adjustments, he believes he can get to the front. 4 tires and fuel for him.
The race off pit road happens and Joey Logano prevails. Brad Keselowski and Kyle Larson are the first 3 cars to come out. But like I said earlier, those 7 Toyotas that came to pit road will now be your top 7 on the restart. Who will win the Daytona 500? After the field all came in for pit stops, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing with 3 laps to go in the Great American Race. Erik Jones, Denny Hamlin side by side in turn 1. On board with Chase Briscoe now giving Erik Jones the shove. Looks to be clear of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin forming another run though. Here comes a push from Corey Heim for 23-11. Side by side for the race lead once again. Going through 3 and 4. Getting down to crunch time. Denny Hamlin gets shuffled out. Here comes the inside line. It's going to be sideways, almost a crash off the front straightaway. Briscoe leads that lap. 2 to go here in Daytona. Chase Briscoe crash. Barrel rolling Austin Dillon's upside down. Pure running through the sky. Flipping wildly into turn 1 and back on his wheels. And the wheel gets ripped off in the grass. The caution flag will come out. And it seems like the red flag will now be displayed as Austin Dillon took a wild tumble through the front stretch grass and ends up in the turn 1 grass with his front tire gone. So yeah, the red flag is displayed. Safety crew to Austin Dillon. We'll have to take a look at this replay. Yeah, look, just sideways. Look at the car barrel rolling. I've never seen anything like that. That car just hit the grass. See how many times he flipped. He catches the air. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and looks like 5. Like 5.5 flips for Austin Dillon in the infield grass. Also, the safety crew has talked to Austin Dillon, and he is alert and awake, and he seems to be okay, so he is getting out of his race car right now as we speak. So the crowd erupted when they heard that. So great signs for Austin Dillon, and just another way to show how this car has gotten safer over the years. I've never seen anything like that. That car took off like I've never seen before, and it hit the grass, and it barrel rolled so quickly. I'm so glad to see him get out of that race car. Austin Dillon and Zane Smith were both involved in this. Zane Smith's probably the reason why he went over, because the push was bad. After Austin Dillon barrel rolling aggressively through the infield grass, he's the only driver that sustained massive damage. Zane Smith comes to pit road repairing, but after that crash, we will be going into overtime here in the Daytona 500. Overtime in Daytona. Corey Heim, the rookie, versus Chase Briscoe, the veteran. Here we go. Green flag in overtime. Green flag's back in the air. Toyotas lead it. Chase Briscoe has the lead, getting pushed by Eric Jones. The outside line just fell apart. Chase Briscoe with the lead. Corey Heim, though, getting a big push from John Nemechek. Almost goes up to turn himself, but Briscoe comes back down. Reddick around. Reddick spinning through the grass. He's going to try to keep it straight. He drifts the car. No caution. He saves it. Here we come to the white flag in the 500. Chase Briscoe leads, almost around. White flag in the air. Here comes Logano on the outside. Gibbs sideways. The whole inside line gets stacked up, and the outside line prevails. 4 or 5 cars break away. Logano go to the inside. Can that be the race-winning move? We'll have to see. Chase Briscoe trying to film a run. Inside, outside, almost around. Briscoe to the inside with help from Corey Heim and John Hunter Nemechek. Toyota's back out front controlling. Here comes Heim to the outside. He's around. Corey Heim spins. Here comes a run from Keselowski. Can he do anything? Briscoe blocked. And Chase Briscoe wins the Season 6 Daytona 500 in remarkable fashion. Chase Briscoe, your first ever 2-time Daytona 500 winner. What a finish and what a victory for the Chase Briscoe fan base. Look at that save by Tyler Reddick. That's impressive. He saved it through the grass, the wet grass. So that's why no caution was thrown. But you can see Eric Jones shoved in the sucker hole, but then you can see the big push from Heim in the back that keeps that outside line going. And as soon as Chase Briscoe moved up, that inside line fell apart. But now take a look at this run generated by Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, Ford teammates. Logano moves up high. Keselowski loses that draft, but he gets help from Ty Gibbs. Look at those crossovers. Logano almost turned himself from blocking, but Heim and Nemechek pushes Briscoe out front. Looks like Heim backs up. Nemechek tries to go with him, and it spun Heim off the bumper. But Keselowski, with the run from Gibbs, gave him a massive push, but it wasn't enough. And Chase Briscoe at the line wins the Daytona 500 for the second time in his career. This is his second career victory as he burns it down on the front straightaway here in Daytona. What a win for Joe Gibbs Racing. Their first ever Daytona 500 win, and it comes from Chase Briscoe in his first start for that team. Let's go through your race finishing results. Take a look at Chase Briscoe winning the race. What a win for him. Go further back and take a look at Shane Van Gisbergen. The road course ringer just finishes outside that top 10. Also, Ross Chastain came back to finish 13th after spinning early, so what a round for him. Take a look further back. Harrison Burton, Jimmy Johnson. Unfortunate finishing results for them as they expected more. As you go further back in the DNF section, Bo Wallace actually got his car back on the racetrack, but he was not able to get past Austin Dillon after he ended up flipping with 2 to go. Wallace was 3 laps down. You take a look at your final few finishers of Chris Buescher, Todd Gillen, Ryan Preece, Alex Bowman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who was caught up in that big one right in the middle of the race. So very unfortunate for them as we take a look at your point standings. So brand new point standings for this season, as a win does not lock you into the playoffs. So Chase Briscoe is still only 22 points above the cut line. So even though he won today, he still needs to keep up that consistency. Take a look at Ty Gibbs with a nice finish today, and Shane Van Gisbergen above the cut line today. So what a good day for Shane Van Gisbergen, his first full-time start here in the 3M Cup Series. What a race here in Daytona, the first race for Season 6, and it seems like it was a very successful day for Chase Briscoe and Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota, who dominated this whole entire race, and Chase Briscoe wins his second Daytona 500.